morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. Yes, Jar of Marbles. You get your marbles in your jar, Jar of Marbles. Thank you, Bob. You're welcome. Anyway, so glad that you could join us today. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about this one life. Is this an age thing? I mean, now that I'm in my 60s, I do the 3 C's, or I try to, which is I'm now consistently, consciously choosing. Oh, wonderful. It is. Is that hard work? No, you just got to decide that you're going to keep choosing and you stick with it. So many don't choose. I wonder if they know they can. You've talked about this before. Well, I just look at friends of friends and I see, they're living a life of ongoing drama, or they just never seem to be really happy, and it's like they're not realising they can sit back and, okay, I can do better, I can choose better, I can not get involved, or I can just look after myself a little bit better. But what I mean is through observations of my own day-to-day, shared friends, observations with their adult kids, family and friends, turns out it's not a thing, that the lack of choosing that goes on is hair-raising. To me, it's like a life elixir. It is the key to a better life. What do you mean specifically? Well, Bob, it has become a real thing. It seems that people aren't changing up their lives because they're sticking to their choice that, say, they made years ago, and those may have not even been their choices. It may have come with the new relationship. Like steak knives as an extra incentive. Well, 2 people meet and one person may have a lot of unfinished business with their partners, their kids or whoever, and they bring that into the new relationship, and pretty soon it's the other person's new set of problems too that has to be navigated, mazes to get through, endless stress and trauma. But why? Because someone or both are not making choices that are healthy, non-toxic and ultimately liberating. And so I'm thinking, is it an age thing? If one gets to a point in their life where you go, no can do. No can do. Cannot do the endless drama. That is not mine. Or if it is mine, I'm getting rid of it. I'm no longer playing. I'm not cooperating. I want no bloody part in it. Oh yeah, I like it when you're direct. Yeah, you get to choose your mindset. You get to choose your perceptions and attitude. And what you'll find is you'll have to get to know yourself as you go through this, being aware and mindful as you allow yourself to be invested in your own, well, at the end of the day, it's your own mental health, because this is what it is, monitoring yourself so life doesn't just happen to you. We all have inner wisdom that if we honour and listen to, we can live this life awake. Are you a sleepwalker? Yeah, I'm a sleepwalker. No, Bob. Being awake, people can talk the lingo, but how many actually stop the bullshit, stop bullshitting themselves and get on track to actually being happy? How many people do you know complain incessantly about how unhappy they are, and if so-and-so got their shit together, then they'd be happy or much happier? We've all heard that. We've all said it. We all know it. And then after a bunch of years, if you're working on yourself, you realise that is all they do is complain, that they are still unhappy and still complaining, that the world owes them a living, that their friends owe it to them to look after them because they refuse to do it themselves. They make it your responsibility. Of course, there are many other versions of this being one that has been experienced by most, if not all, at some point. This sort is draining and a general pain in the ass. They don't give a shit about your life or your feelings. They also don't realise how obvious they are, or they simply don't care. My money's on that, and I'm not a gambling woman. So let's not stay there too long. I hope this gives you a bit of relatability, and it is a big problem, but it doesn't have to be yours. You can choose. That's it. That's exactly right, Bob. It takes bravery to make these choices. You get to choose what to say, what you say, think and do. I know. Who knew? You do. Well, you even get to choose your reactions. Say someone is gossiping away someone. Stop for a minute and think, does this really concern you? Does it have anything to do with you at all? And let's just say no. And when they stop gossiping, you may just make a noise. My favourite is, And then they'll just rattle on again and say the exact thing again, and they'll act like they're presenting a brand new point. And point being, in that instance, I have made a decision that I'm not getting involved. I don't want to say something that I know I will regret later. And in truth, I don't actually give one shit. It's small-minded thinking that means nothing. It doesn't improve the day, and more importantly, my bloody day. Your bloody day? Yeah, I'm very protective over my day. I haven't got any time to give for nonsense. Well, no longer than I have to bear. I don't appreciate someone thinking it's okay to talk rubbish to me or make plans with me and then make out that nothing was ever discussed. In short, I'm not putting myself forward for disrespect. None of us should. It tells me everything I need to know. That they don't know me, because if they did, they might actually be a little bit embarrassed. If they're capable of that, what the hell is that? People can often mistake caring and fun people for being a bit dim. Fatal mistake. And you only get one shot. There's no 3 strikes in my book. You don't get 2 more shots to disrespect me. I've seen all I need to see. I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. I totally believe that when someone is a dickhead, I don't doubt that for an instant. And when you're making your decisions, they are based solely on what your target is, your goal, your intention. You're honouring your wisdom, and you can make what might even feel like brave choices. They're the best for sure, and follow that path that feels kind of blissful. You have the power every single day to make your own plans and listen to that inner voice that will guide you where you maybe weren't going to go. Sometimes it's where you need to go. So in doing this, you are honouring yourself. Hashtag this one life. It's a hell of a thing to be true to you, to your dream, your choice and how you want to live, and a probability are living. That deeper inner knowing that is all yours and only for you. To trust your feeling that when you feel something is for you, you trust it. And then if something feels right, you absolutely know it. In this one life, you get to choose where you go and what you, and best of all, who you get to be. Yeah, that's right. I don't know what day it was, but one day it arrived and I knew that I was at the pointy end of the pencil in terms of my age, health and time left on the planet. And with that came questions. What did I want to experience? Was there anything I wanted to see, do and create? Anything I want to do again? Not everyone cares, wants to ask questions, and that's fine. But for me, it came up expecting. Nay, demanding. Well, that's right. And it came up expecting an answer. So that's where I find myself. Point bloody smack in the middle of all of that. At this stage of my life, one of the best gifts I can give myself is the unconditional permission, say, to fail. Welcome it. What do you mean? Well, I mean, I'm prepared to go for things that may appear to be out of my reach, out of my league. Shoot for the stars. What's the worst that could happen? I may fail, but I also know something will show up. I will have had a series of experiences. Then you die. Well, ultimately, yes, old mate, but for now, what the hell do I have to lose? I don't feel I have to guard my heart. If a possibility excites me, then I'll explore it. I mean, I owe it to myself and my daughters who are watching me in action. And with my heart wide open, I will live this one life and breathe into limitless possibilities. Sounds rather exciting. Well, I think it is. Just as I'm willing to fail, I'm also willing to succeed. And we've all done plenty of that. It's a life well lived. I love the notion that we're meant to expand far further than we ever thought, that we are stronger than we sometimes believe. If there's more potential, then I'd like to discover it. With this different world view, looking out with fresh eyes and only me to look out for, it'll be a bloody adventure that I feel I'm long overdue. Just a droplet of faith and courage, the immense ability to laugh at yourself, embrace life, not embrace life, but embrace, well, be brave about embracing your life, bringing you forward. Yeah, that was funny. I thought it was not bad myself. All you have to do is show up. Hopefully not with your undies on your head and your shoes match. Well, that's right, Bob. Hashtag this one life. I've already reached that place and spots where I look back on different standout points in my life and all I see is magic. I don't remember how stuck I felt. Do you feel like that too? Or what you might have done differently? All I could see was that within my discomfort was a chance to see what I needed to change. If there's one thought I enjoy post those times is, one day you will look back on a time and all you'll see is magic. So much so often, while being conscious of tough times now, I know that this too will pass, and it does, and that I will either forget it entirely or will recall it, perhaps a time of turbulent change that brought the gift of new perspectives, and it feels good. And it is something that I've enjoyed for quite some time too. Avocado and salad sandwiches? Yes, but no. Stylishly cut shirts? Yes. But no.
Oh, I know. Overbrewed
Tea, yes. But no, Bob. What I've enjoyed and continue to enjoy is
licking ice cream.
your blood off my fingers after I've sacrificed you.
Hell's bells. Never mind. Come on.
I always think you're on the right track when you become uninterested in looking back. And I'm very uninterested.
Oh, okay then.
Yep, ripped off the rearview mirror there, Bobo. Hashtag this one life. I'm loving this stage of my life, belting through my 60s. I'm in my villain era, but really it's just me using the word no. Well, one of the many things I love about this life, anytime you can be in a different space from where you are now, mentally, spiritually. So yes, keep working and believing in yourself. I know that I am very lucky that I get to chill with the moon out in the countryside, usually monthly, and I know it has had a profound impact on my outlook as well as the conscious work that I've done and continue to do on myself. And this poet I found by Alpha, it's on Instagram, Alpha, ALFA.poet, and it goes like this: I don't blink when I see lightning, I absorb its magic, storing it for my darkest of days. I don't jump when I hear thunder, I mimic it when I need my soul to move. I don't run for cover when I feel rain. I long for it to cleanse the fear that resides beneath my skin. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
And as Stevie Nicks sang, when the rain washes you clean, you'll know. And I love storms.
You're a bit of a wild one, aren't you?
Well, I don't think so, Bob. I'm somewhere in between old soul and wild child, I think so. Giving different things a go is definitely on my to-do list. I'd prefer my life to be full of, I'm glad I did that. I can't believe I actually did that, instead of, oh, I should have. We're all different, and that is another thing I love about people on this planet.
So what do you think of reincarnation?
How come, Bob? Well,
You're talking about this one life.
Reincarnation, had a wee look, also known as rebirth or transmigration, is the philosophical or religious concept that the non-physical essence of a living being begins a new life in a different physical form or body after biological death.
Yeah, Godfathers.
You're wishing you didn't ask, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
Reincarnation is a central tenet of Indian religions such as Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. In various forms, it occurs as an esoteric belief in many streams of Judaism, certainly pagan religions including Wicca, and some beliefs of the indigenous peoples of the Americas and Aboriginal Australians, though most believe in an afterlife or spirit world. A belief in the soul's rebirth was expressed by certain ancient Greek historical figures such as Pythagoras, Socrates and Plato.
Yeah, righto.
Well, this episode, this one life, whether we have many lives or whether we don't, this one life is what we have now. This life is what deserves and demands our devotion, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Johann Wolfgang von Goethe is Germany's Shakespeare. While reading his work, I came across a line that punched me right in the bloody chops, it did. Whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Now, on further exploration, it actually became unclear whether he actually wrote that or not. But anyway, and from the movie Grumpy Old Men, the only things in this life that you really regret are the risks you didn't take. And God knows, if you see a chance to be happy, you grab it with both hands and to hell with the consequences.
Oh, yeah, love that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Hashtag this one life. Every year, at the end of another year, I like to be able to look back at my life and say, girl, you really did believe in yourself and it worked.
Didn't mean to cause any bother, but I've decided to be ridiculously optimistic and hopeful about my life.
Wow, Bob, that's fan-bloody-tastic.
Yeah, no.
Well, Bob, due to personal reasons, I will be shining brightly, unapologetically for the unforeseeable future.
Oh, I like it.
Me too, Bob. This one life, I've become particularly responsible and aware of self-care. Self-care isn't just drinking water and going to sleep early. Self-care is about taking a break when you know you could do with a break. Life can get, and does, it's very overwhelming, and saying no to things you do not want to do could be allowing yourself, say, to cry, asking for help and doing things that really make you happy. Maybe in this one life you might be pursuing a goal of sorts, and if you don't know what to pursue right now, I say,
here we go.
I say, pursue yourself. Chase after, seek, pursue the healthiest, most healed, most present version of yourself and watch the right path open up before you. Keep turning toward light and beauty, magic and brilliant mysteries. Always, when I see brilliant, the word brilliant, I always want to go brilliant. There you go, I've got it out of my system now.
Good, I'm sure we're all happy about that.
Thanks, Bob. Me too. We all have good days and bad. And moving forward, no matter how difficult it seems, no matter if it's only a step, it's important. Negative people keep to that bare minimum, if at all. They're consuming and their victim mentality is demanding. And as Albert Einstein said, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And 2025 is in a matter of months.
How could that be?
Well, here we are, zooming through another year.
Just like that.
And I find it a bit titillating because it makes me feel like making plans, making goals. It asks of us to get clear about goals if, you're deciding that you want to get into that area, and be mindful of your time. Say yes to new adventures. That's a biggie for many of us.
Are my nostrils getting bigger?
No, Bob. I just say go for it, like the gym.
Oh, God, not the gym.
Yes, Bob. I feel it's important that going to the gym, even for 10 minutes, while it might not improve your performance, but it does reaffirm your identity.
How can that be?
Well, it's not always about what happens when you get to the gym. It's about becoming the person who doesn't miss a workout.
Oh, I do like that.
Me too, Bob. I've gone to the gym and not long after got there left and then went and had a coffee. I've showed up and I have said to my gym partner many times, I feel like I deserve a trophy this morning, small certificate perhaps, maybe a little handful of money or something, for simply showing up. And you know what? I mean it, because generally I enjoy a challenging workout, but it's all the same, the end result, and that is that I showed up. I didn't break momentum. Hashtag this one life. I got to ask you this. Ever love someone so much that you would just do anything for them? Yeah, well, make that someone yourself and do whatever the hell you want. It's most definitely an attitude thing, a decent cup of self-respect. Some people could be given an entire field of roses and all they see are weeds or thorns. We've all known that person in some capacity. Others could be given a single weed and all they see is the wild flower.
So true.
Perception is a key to gratitude, and gratitude
is a key component to joy.
Yes, Bob.
Are you sure my nostrils aren't getting bigger?
No, Bob, your nostrils look fine.
Noses are an interesting part of the face, I feel.
Well, that they are.
Sure, my nostrils are spreading, though.
Life is a singular, precious journey, a unique opportunity that we each hold in our hands. It's easy to get caught up in the routine and expectations set by society, but at its core, this one life we have is ours to shape and live fully. And it might be we can only do this in spots. And in those spots, it just feels bloody marvellous.
Bloody marvellous, I say, bloody marvellous.
To live fully means something different to all of us. You could embrace this one life with intention and passion. It involves stepping out of the comfort zone, doesn't it? And exploring that vast array of experiences that life offers.
How about savouring the highs and learning from the lows?
Yes, Bob, for sure. That is key. Knowing that all our experiences contributes to the richness of our story.
Velcro is a complete rip-off. Thanks for that, Bob.
Thanks for that, Bob.
That's okay. Oh, why is cold water so insecure? Because it's never been called hot. Rubbish. And what do you call a bee that comes from America? A USB.
Living fully also means prioritising what truly matters to us. That's an entire conversation, that one prioritising what truly matters to us.
You said that.
Yeah, I know. Finding and nurturing connections with people who inspire and support us. So calming and lovely to be around, aren't they? And about pursuing dreams that ignite our soul. Who doesn't like being lit up? It's about being present, taking risks and giving ourselves permission to grow, change and evolve. This life we live is finite, and while we can't control every aspect of it, we can control how we approach it.
Oh yeah. So true.
That's right, Bob.
Yeah.
By focusing on what brings us that sense of peace and purpose, we honour the gift of life itself. It's in the everyday choices, the small moments of courage and the big leaps of faith that we truly make the most of our time here.
Really is finite, isn't it?
Well, it is, Bob.
You're really old. You're probably going to go first.
Well, probably will. So embrace this one life with open arms. Make it vibrant with passion, courageous with decisions, and meaningful with actions. Live it in a way that leaves no room for regrets, only a sense of having given things a go. Truly embrace the adventure of just being alive. At different points in my life, I have looked back and thought quite intentionally, no regrets. And mostly because we can't really change what has happened, right? It's gone. No bloody point, really. Makes it feel somehow calming to look back and smile and say to yourself, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I said that for all of it. Hashtag this one life. And there we have it. Another episode wrapped up. But before we sign off,
tell me the truth. Is my nose getting bigger?
No, we're not. No, it's not, Bob. Your nose is fine.
How about we don't sign off?
Well, Bob, we can take a moment to remember we don't get a second chance at this life. It's all we've got. But we will be back next week. So as you go about your week, ask yourself, am I living?
Yeah, am I living? How's my nose looking?
Shut up, Bob. Am I embracing the moments that matter? Am I chasing my passions and nurturing
my nostrils?
No, nurturing our relationships.
Is my nose growing?
Take that leap with everything you've got. Thank you for tuning in. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, share it with someone who might need a reminder of the beauty of life. Until next time, remember that this one life is all we've got, so make it count.
Okay then.
Stay inspired and live fully. Say good day to the family for me. Give the Belgium draft horse a pat. And we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then. Bye.
Bye.